Let's go to our parrots. What's their nature? Parrots don't do play dates. They don't schedule things. Ever try to get a parrot to keep a meeting or be on time for a meeting? How about be on time for 30 meetings in a week? That is taxing for a parrot. Parrots are not natural at scheduling. Parrots are spontaneous, they're experimental. And being in a hybrid environment requires a level of planning and discipline that, of course, any parrot can do, but it drains more CPU. And it's something that a lot of parrots need to learn. It doesn't come naturally to them. So their nature is to be spontaneous and connecting and collaborative. But in a hybrid environment, if your parrot style is not in the office, they are struggling. I don't care if they're smiling and laughing. Trust me, if you get underneath the surface, you will find that they are lonely. They feel disconnected. And parrots, you know, the jet fuel of parrot energy, you get the most out of them when they're having fun. It's what brings to the fore their creativity and their highest levels of work ethic. So what are the warning signs? We do a lot of executive coaching at Velocity, and I hear this a lot. You know, the parrots are always trying to set up, you know, create reasons to get on Zoom with people. And the owl styles, you know, and the owls and eagles are like, okay, if I'm going to get on Zoom for yet another call, it better have a purpose. And there is a purpose for parrots, but it's not what the owl or eagles would call a purpose. It's just because owls need to connect. And so there's a restlessness there. To the extent that you can diversify what parrots work on so that they've got their hands in multiple projects, they feel a lot more connected, okay? The problem with that is that if they're working on multiple projects, they're not necessarily advancing the ball because it gets them into busy mode. By the way, if you think I'm just beating up on the parrots, I probably am, but that's because I got a lot of parrot in me, so I know what I'm talking about. So when you see a parrot working on multiple projects because they need the social connection, but they're not actually advancing the ball, that's something that's a coaching opportunity. So what can we do? I'm going to jump straight to C. If you've got someone with a lot of parrot energy who is procrastinating around tasks, you shouldn't be surprised because parrots are not necessarily gifted at task-oriented behaviors. They're much more relationship-oriented. But to the extent that you can connect the dots between completing that task and the joy that this will bring to people, parrots are jazzed and motivated. To the extent that you can point out to a parrot that if they don't complete the task at Wednesday at 11:30 a.m., there will be suffering. Human beings will be suffering. Who are those human beings? Why will they be suffering? How much? What will be the impact of that? If you lay that out to a parrot, the last thing a parrot style wants to bring is suffering to other people. So a great way to get parrots to stop procrastinating and jump on the task is to attach that task to a human being and their emotional response. Take that, apply it to the hybrid environment where a parrot is feeling disconnected because they're not at the office, they're not seeing people every day. Take that little strategy and apply it in a hybrid environment, and you will get results. Yeah, you need to pick up the phone and call parrots just to talk. So if that's not natural to you as a manager, and by the way, I'm speaking to you both as HR managers, if you are one, or the folks that you work with, if you're an HR partner. If you've got an eagle owl manager and it's just not their nature to call someone to be social, well, if they have parrots on their team, that needs to be a soft skill to-do list item. Marshall Goldsmith's a great concept to have a soft skill to-do list. All right, because owls and eagles are great at to-do lists. So if you add soft skills to that, create a soft skill to-do list. Brilliant idea. Yeah, check in on them. Position parrots to larger project teams so that they can what? Interact with people and feel connected.